Okay, so we finally gotten to the point where, is there anybody that you can actually trust? I don't think so. I really, really don't think so. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 4. This is episode 9, and literally I don't think there's really anybody that you can actually trust at this point. Everybody is playing for themselves, period. So first off, we sit and we see Monique is literally kikiing over the fact that Manila is gone. Like, she was so, I don't know, she was just a little too happy for my liking. She was just kikiing and cackling and carrying on. I said, girl, that ain't good. Remember, everybody's watching. America's watching you groveling at the fact that Manila is gone. You gotta watch. Remember, Manila actually has fans, and you have fans that probably will not like that. I know I didn't care for it too much. I was like, girl, what is all this groveling? But whatever, you do you. Trinity, sort of the same. Trinity was very happy. And I'm kind of noticing Trinity is a shit stirrer. She's a shit stirrer, and then she kind of sits off to the side and just kind of watch it marinate. But she was happy. She's happy that Manila's not there, so she don't have to compete with Manila anymore. She can say what she wants, you know, and she can pretend to be as confident as she likes. But Manila was competition, period. Point blank, period. It was a very good strategic move to get rid of Manila. Flat out. Then they kept saying, oh, you're shady, and she kept driving it home telling Naomi that she was shady for getting rid of Manila. And you know what? Naomi was like, whatever. I needed to save Latrice, so I did. It was what it was. Monet pulled out her lipstick. She had actually chosen Manila as well, which we already knew. And she told him flat out, no apologies, I am a shady bitch from Brooklyn. And yes, we patched it up and everything like that, but then the chance arose to send her home. I was sending the bitch home. I'm shady. Is what it is. I said, okay, at least she was honest, honey. I'll soak that up. So Ru comes in. We find out what they're actually doing is it's an acting challenge. They are doing a sequel. It's called Sex and the Kitty Girl 3. So Naomi got to actually choose the characters. She took the Sarah Jessica Parker role, which was the largest role. I don't know if that actually worked for or against her. I think it did a little of both. Keijo was played by Monique. Cynthia was played by Latrice. Kim was played by Trinity. And Monet played Christine. There was a whole tug of war that actually went on between Trinity and Monet because Trinity wanted the role of Kim and so did Monet. Monet is very versed in the whole series of Sex and the City and felt that she would be, she's like, it's fine. They did rock, paper, scissors, and she lost. And Monet was like, that's all right, because she gonna screw it up anyway. I know I would have been better. So I said, you know what? Monet got so caught up in that when it all kind of went down and they started actually doing their thing, she was so, you know why they say, don't dig a hole. If you dig a hole for someone else, you better dig 2 holes. That's what Monet did, because Monet spent so much time hating on Trinity. Yes, I said it. She was hating on Trinity so bad that she was fucking up her part. During the rehearsal, she was having a hard time. She was stumbling where nobody else was stumbling. Because you're so busy worried about Trinity and wanting Trinity to mess up that you were messing up. So that just wasn't good. Monique was kind of doing this whole impersonation that was kind of weird and strange, and they were like, girl, yeah, girl, do that. They were being shady. But remember, who is Rue? Who is Ross? Who is Michelle? They are the queens and kings of camp and strange and thrown off and B acting. They love all that. So as soon as I seen Monique doing all of that, I was like, they're going to love that. All of that old, crazy, erratic behavior, they're going to love it. Even when Rue introduced the challenge, she said, this is your chance to do some overacting. Overacting. If you've ever seen any of RuPaul's movies, there is a consummate over exaggeration of all the acting. Everything reminds you of Divine, and you know, and she loves like Joan Crawford, and all she loves the over exaggeration. So I was like, that's actually going to work in her favor, and sure enough, it did. It did. So we went on. Monique was having some wig problems as usual. That child don't know how to tack her wigs down to save her life. But all in all, she came through. The runway. The runway was Kitty Cat Couture. Now listen. I said, okay, so what are we doing here? Kitty Cat Couture. I said, I hope we don't get just a whole bunch of different versions of Catwoman. And that's what I was expecting. I said, it's going to be a whole bunch of different versions of Catwoman. Well, sure enough, Trinity came out. Trinity was good, but it was very predictable. It was exactly what I expected from Trinity. Exactly. The fit was perfect, though. Oh, the fit was perfect. She had this cat suit. The fit was absolutely perfect. Monet came out. It was very anime. Very pretty, done very, very well, but it was pink. And I don't know, they said it was the ears that made them think of a mouse, but the whole thing for me looked like a really sexy pig. And I'm not reading. That's like no body stuff, because, you know, I think Monet, I love Monet's shape. Monet is curvy and fierce. I love her shape, but it just gave me the essence of a very sexy oink oink, honey. And I was like, I'm not getting cat, I'm getting pig. And then Naomi, that shit just looked cheap to me. It just looked like a dollar store challenge. Like she just took a whole bunch of shit and just piled it on herself and pinned it and to herself. I wasn't here for it at all. Latrice was a complete no. It was a complete no. You went total pageant instead of costume. It was like a leopard print, or it was like a couple leopard and zebra and a couple other print. It was a no. It was a complete no. I was like, no, not at all. And I know she had to feel that when she was getting dressed. She had to look around the room and be like, ooh, I think I missed the mark on this shit. Very much so. Very much so. It was time to play. It was not time to play pageant. It was time to play. Monique did it for me. I loved what Monique did. Monique came out as Puss in Boots. Puss and Boots. And I just screamed. I was like, you know what? And y'all know I am not the biggest Monique fan, but I screamed. That Puss in Boots with the sword and the oversized top on her thigh highs and the little stuff wrapped around her leg. It was, y'all see my thumbnail. I loved Puss in Boots, honey. Puss, and that's what it gave. Puss, 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 Puss in Boots. And it was given very much that. I loved it. I loved it. And they gave her grace. They gave her grace. They loved it on the runway. Now, when they did the skit was really good. I did not like Naomi in the skit. I thought that it was just bad. It was a lot. She had a lot to remember because she did take the largest part. So they actually gave her a lot of compliments about the fact that she did go for the gusto and took the largest part. And she explained to Rue why she did that, because she said, on my season, I kind of just sat in the back and I always did things that I think I could just run under the radar. for. And I wanted to really challenge myself. And Rue was like, yeah, I like that. So she got points for that. But her delivery was just blah. All that work and then not to deliver. I was like, damn, Naomi. So I didn't really feel it. They loved Trinity. They liked Latrice. I thought Latrice was good. But Monique, for me, absolutely killed it. Her whole over-the-top camp, it worked. It worked, just like I thought. It worked. It was perfect. They lived for it. So the tops were Trinity and Monique. Everybody else was at the bottom. So then they go and they do their little talks like they always do. I'm not going through all that. They went through the talks. I was like, these talks are getting a little more curtain. You're seeing, basically all you saw was that everybody was really, it was every man for themselves for the most part. Latrice had an X on her back. And that's what she said. Well, I found out that you girls both said to me, and Trinity's the one that told it. Well, both of the girls told me that they would choose you to go home. I said, she is such a shit stirrer. I mean, that just wasn't even necessary, but girl, whatever. So I just kind of laughed. I said, all right. And they went on over there. The song was Janet Jackson, When I Think of You. I'll just say this. I thought that the lip sync battle was very tired and very lackluster. We were talking about Janet Jackson here. I'm going to need to see something. I don't need to see the same old outfit with the same old tired reveals. And just dropping to your knees and flinging your hair. And it's Janet Jackson. I need to see something. And I was not impressed. I really was not impressed. But they went ahead and they picked Trinity. And I'm going to have to say it had to be just because of the polish. Her look is so much more polished than Monique. That's the only reason that they could have used to give it to Trinity, because neither one of them wasn't doing shit as far as I was concerned. But they gave it to Trinity, and baby, Trinity stood right there just as nice, and she eliminated Latrice. And when she said Latrice's name, honey, you saw Rue's breath just leave like, again. I said, girl, they are not feeling Queen Latrice, honey. But she sent Latrice on home. And I said, okay. So it is what it is. And I knew before we even got there, when we were in the commercial break, I was like, she's going to send my girl home, honey. I know she's going to do it. But she did send her home. So we'll have to see what's going to happen. Last thing I did want to talk about here, the guest judges this week was Jason Wu. It was good to see him. And Felicity Huffman. Now, Jason Wu actually is designing clothing for the new RuPaul doll. I said, well, isn't that cool? And then Felicity Huffman, God damn it, Felicity, how much work have you had done? Felicity Huffman's face is pulled so goddamn tight. I didn't even know who she was. I had to double take it. I said, oh my God, girl, that is you, honey. She is snap tight. They got her like this, honey. She is yanked tight, her face. I said, oh my gosh. Y'all remember Felicity. I was always watching Felicity when she was on Desperate Housewives. Child, it was my show. I loved it, honey. But she don't even look like herself anymore. She pulls so tight, honey. Her face, I said, girl, she's pulled. I said, okay. Anyway, I'm out of here. We got, 2 more weeks? And that's it. Season 11 is starting February the 28th. It's going to be coming on Thursdays. So y'all trying to kill me, honey, here. Y'all are trying to really wear me out, honey. Thursdays, Fridays, child. That's okay. I love it. I love it all, honey. It is what it is. We're going to power through. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you soon.